Date nights are a big part of our marriage, but this particular date night started off completely normal and somehow turned into something we never expected.
Right, y'all. So we are going to the movies tonight, and like usual, we are running behind time. The movie is supposed to be starting at 7:30, and it is 7:40. It is approximately a 5 to 10 minute drive, and then when we get there, 5 to 10 minutes depending on the traffic. If the traffic is bad going up the hill, there's gonna be a lot of traffic, and we have to wait for food still. We ordered the food online, we paid for the tickets online, but this is the first time that we've done this at the movies that we're going to, so we don't know how long that's gonna be. But this is the start of the vlog.
Alright, y'all, so we have left and it is raining, and this one here is a bit salty.
It's 7:49, y'all.
It's okay because
We planned this a long time ago. We knew what time we were supposed to get there. There was nothing that we were doing that was supposed to take so much of our time to make us late. But once again, Jamelia makes
babe,
us
you
late.
can't blame us.
No,
You
I'm
can't,
not
I mean, you
blaming
can't
us.
blame me.
I'm blaming you.
You can't blame me, y'all, because
Because nothing. She has no excuse. Don't say we, you gotta say I.
what happened was
Mm-hmm.
we were by my mom chilling, and then we had like a little meeting, me and him, and then about plans for the future, and it took longer than expected. So it's his fault, because if he didn't have so many ideas that we had to discuss, we would be fine. Girl math.
Anyways, so as we made our way down to the movie theater, the rain just started to pour, but it was fine because it wasn't too crazy.
Alright, we are just pulling up to Sheraton Center. I'm going to the movies theater.
My
Yo,
glasses just fogged up from being in the AC and then the humidity.
so we have a tripod, and we are going into the movies with this tripod on the phone. And I never been into the movies with a tripod before, so I don't know if he's gonna say, the guard is gonna say, or he whatever is gonna say, y'all can't come in here with that tripod. But we're risking it. I was gonna get a backpack, but the backpack is gonna look more
Might be too
weird.
much.
Yeah. So just the tripod, and we're gonna risk it. So y'all are gonna see if we can get in or not.
As y'all can see from hubby's smile, we made it in with our tripod. At this point, we were probably like 30 minutes plus late into the movie, so we headed straight to collect our food, and thankfully they actually prioritized our online order, so we were able to get our food very quickly. Oh, and by the way, we were actually going to watch the new Spider-Man movie that came out, so we grabbed the rest of the things we needed and headed on into the theater room. At this point, it seemed as though our date night was actually going to go quite well, regardless of having a late start. But no.
Okay, guys.
We left the movies half an hour in. Like, we left the Spider-Man movie. And full disclosure right now, anybody who is not like spiritually aware, you don't care about none of that stuff, you don't care about relationship with God and all of that, you could skip past this part. But for my people that have a relationship with Christ, y'all stay. We need to talk.
We don't care nothing about being famous, pleasing people with the words
Pleasing
that we
man.
say and all that stuff. No, we're gonna keep it PG, keep it 100. We're gonna be showing
Which is what our channel is about.
100%. Like, we are not different people off camera. Who you see on camera, we are those same people. So
A few days ago, I watched the new Spider-Man trailer, and I told my husband I want to go watch Spider-Man. Now, the trailer was super cute, in my opinion. Like, I know Zendaya, she's married to
Tom
Holland
yeah.
in real life. So I was like, oh, they're married, and like, he's Superman now, and she's the
Spider-Man.
shoot. She's Spider-Man now, and she is the girlfriend. And then it's like, it showed scenes where she was like forgetting him because of like different things, and it showed him being a hero and protecting her. So I'm thinking this is typical villain and superhero and damsel in distress, wife IRL but girlfriend in the show. I was like, this is cute.
And we watched Spider-Man since we were children.
Yeah. So I told him I wanted to watch it, and he was like, okay, bet. So this morning, my hubby woke me up and he was like, I got good news. I booked us tickets. I ordered the food. Everything is paid in full. We are going. So I was really excited. This morning when he woke me up with that news, I felt really, really excited. We are like Christians, but we're not like those people that are like, oh, all the movies we're going to watch is going to be like about Christ. Like we watched a new Toy Story the other day and that was really good. Like that was really good. The messaging, like 10 out of 10 for that movie. If you have kids, that's 100% like, yeah, let them watch that. That was great. Like the world is changing film and stuff right now, but that was like clean messaging, clear. We loved it. 10 out of 10.
100% would watch it 5 more times.
Yeah. So after that, I had to go meet up with my dad, and I actually felt like really anxious the entire time. I did not know why. I was feeling out of breath, and I came home. We had a step out. Oh, we had a step out because I wanted to go by my mom. So he was driving or whatever, and we had to go also buy something. So I basically was telling my husband I was feeling really out of breath, and it was really frustrating me. And why am I feeling anxious? Like, what is going on? And he was like reassuring me, praying for me, good husband stuff, like nothing out of the ordinary. We weren't thinking nothing of it. So fast forward, we are late. That's nothing out of the ordinary. And I'm gonna let you tell them what happened after we're late, you know?
Okay. All right, so when we got to the movies, you know, we were just like, all right, let's get into these movies. And we were just excited to kind of watch the film because we didn't know what it was going to be about per se. Especially me, I didn't watch the trailer. My wife just told me about the trailer. And obviously I trust my wife. So, you know, we came in, we went straight to the front of the line.
Because we paid online.
Yeah, so we went to the guy that scans the tickets. So he scanned the ticket. He scanned for our 3D glasses that we bought. And then he said, just go to the lady and show her your ticket online and she's going to give you all the food as priority. So then...
And the other lady for the glasses.
Yes. So we got that stuff. Then we realized, wait a minute. This guy did not tell us what movie stall to go to, what number door or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then we told him and he was like, yeah, last door on the right, which was not where we were supposed to be. Going to this direction, the movie was just starting. We were already late, so we would have been at least 30 minutes in. The movie was like 30 minutes in already. And we were like, nobody ain't got no 3D glasses. Yeah, so we were confused. So we were sitting on, and then my wife was like, you want me to go and check and see if this is the right place? So she went and checked. It was the wrong place. She came back in.
He was very apologetic, guys. Yeah. This was fine. Like, we're not that type of people that any mistake happen, we're going to be like, oh, how dare you? Yeah. This is bad service. No, we were like, okay, cool. Fine, that's fine, no problem.
Yeah, so she came back in. She was like, all right. She called me from by the bottom of the stairs and was like, is it wrong stall? Let's go. And I was like, come to me, talk to me. Because I couldn't hold all the food and tripod, camera, the phone, all that stuff from there. So she had to come to me. So when she came back in and told me it's the wrong stall, I was like, well, we could just stay. Although we paid more money for the 3D movie and the glasses and all that stuff, I was like, it's fine. Maybe it's God that allowed it to happen this way so we could get to watch the whole movie.
And pause, we had already been like up and down and we didn't want to like inconvenience anybody else's experience either. And we were like, yeah, don't stress about it. And full disclosure, again, I was already feeling like anxious for the day. So this was just like adding additional stress. So they was like, you know what, relax, focus on your breaths and let's just enjoy. Yeah. It's date night.
So started to eat as the movie started. And as the movie started, we were like, what's going on? So as Spider-Man is fighting against someone, and then like it wasn't obvious at first, but they had to do the scenes enough back to back so you can catch on to what's going on. So this thing, and how we know what they were specifically talking about, he was talking to a lady and she was like, yeah, the aliens, demons, you know, they said the word demons in specific.
And they said possession.
Possession, demons, yeah. My memory is not 100% sharp because I was like a little thrown off. So when this is happening, I'm like, what is going on here? This thing is jumping from one person to another person to another person to another person.
And pause. This is not no goblin, villain, Hulk, like the usual.
Just casual civilians, whatever it is jumping into them. And
literally possessing them and jumping onto the next person and going into the next person. And we're like, so we're sitting steady, like looking at each other like, you know, that side eye. We don't watch anything like that. The word talks about how you need to be careful as to where you allow your ideas to land. Yep. Now, with that being said, we are still human. We don't sit on, as I told you guys earlier, we are not like, oh, we must only watch preaching. We must only watch gospel films. we're not like that. We were very confused. And if you guys watch the trailer, which you can literally go watch the trailer after you watch this video, the trailer highlights just like a perfect little scene. As I highlighted you guys, they showed Hulk, they showed some other monster, some Green Goblin, and him rescuing Zendaya. So to me,
yeah, it didn't show nothing like what the movie was about. We saw all that stuff happening, and instantly I started praying. Just started praying. Started to feel like I was choking, and I'm like, normally, because I would have had acid reflux. So when I eat food, sometimes I could feel a little discomfort. But I didn't eat nothing yet. I took one nibble of my hot dog. I took one sip of the Sprite that we had. Just ate a little chips and salsa, and just a pinch of popcorn. So I was like, I know my body. I know I had not had enough food inside of me to start feeling this way. So I was like, okay, babe, I'm going to get some water, right? So I decided to go down to the line, get some water, and she was inside by herself.
And this is when things started to get very, 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 very serious for me. So the last words he left with me was, just fill me in on what I missed. At this point, y'all, I know my husband. He's already moving a little different because he's having discomfort. Usually how we are very, we've been together for 9 years. Like, this is my best friend. So we'll be like in the movies, like cuddle up and, just like talking to each other. That's how we were in Toy Story.
Yeah. But
it was not like that.
I am very spiritually sensitive. Like, nothing doesn't fly by me without me feeling it.
So he was feeling away, but again, as he explained with like the potential
I had it in my mind, maybe I ain't eating enough food, but maybe,
so there's a possibility.
Let me just get some water,
Okay, so he leaves, and then I'm sitting, and the scene all of a sudden is like mad. I mean mad. So the scenes when he was there, it was just showing Spider-Man trying to figure out who's this villain. Because Spider-Man identifies and realizes that it goes into some person, like workers. So workers in the area, it went to this person, that person, and we're already like side eye. He leaves, and no, Spider-Man is like trying to fix his little Spidey, whatever. He all of a sudden ends up in the middle of like town square or something like that. Civilians are there. This guy comes up to him looking normal, and he's like, Spider-Man, is that you? And then all of a sudden, he's just like, you're the only one I can't get inside of. And all of these things. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Regular, schmegular civilians. So he tells Spider-Man, like he threatens Spider-Man, whatever, the demon. And then Spider-Man like does a little web thing and then attaches the person or whatever, the demon-possessed person, that's what it was, to a wall. Then it leaves him. So then he's like, what's going on? Like, he's a civilian all over again, innocent. He doesn't know what went on. And it literally starts to go into person to person to person, people that were walking by. Like, there were people lined up. It literally knocked all of them down, like, went in them, into nets. And I was like, this is not anything to tell my husband. This is, what the heck is this? And I'm like, closing my eyes. I'm like, Lord, I'm praying. I'm having my intimate prayers with the Lord. I'm like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, my heart is racing. All of a sudden, I can't breathe. All of a sudden, I'm like, what is this? No. To this time, I'm thinking all sorts of thoughts. I shared all of my thoughts with him. I'm not going to share all my thoughts with you guys, but I'm having all these thoughts. But all you need to know, I'm praying, covering us with the blood, like, what we should be doing as followers of Christ. And I'm breathing, but I don't feel better. I still feel like I can't breathe. So he comes back in, and I can feel very vague retelling of what happened. I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
I didn't want to repeat it.
I couldn't really follow up with the story.
I did not want to repeat it. So he came back in, and I did not tell him that I feel like he just had like a full on panic attack. And one thing about like stresses or anxiety, it's like there's power in the name of Jesus. So it's like you don't want to give it too much power or anything like that. So I just was like, yeah, move on from that. I'm good. He gets his water. He gets me water. We're sitting. I vaguely tell him what happens. I don't want to talk about it. And then after all of my thoughts, I look at him and I'm like, do you want to leave?
I was like, I haven't thought of leaving or nothing like that, so we're good, So that was my response. And then, as the movie was playing, so much demonic stuff was happening. The thing just kept jumping from person to person, and the way it was talking and the way the grin on the people's faces.
The grin on the people's faces, like, there was so much going on. It went into Zendaya, and then it threw her off the edge of the cliff. You guys that know how serious possession is and how the devil. Oh, this is like even coming into a movie that is supposed to just be civilians, little goblin monster, little Hulk, little scorpion, whatever it is. You fighting Spider-Man, he saves the day. Cool. That was not, this is not the usual Spider-Man plot. This is literal possession. That is the plot, right?
Yeah, so as those scenes were happening and I got back in, because I was already praying a lot, I heard leave. And I was like, God, surely that's not you speaking. I know that sometimes we could think that we're hearing God's voice, but it's just your thought. So I said, surely that's not you, God. You know, continue to watch. And then I couldn't focus on the movie. And then I just tilted on my head like this and I started praying. And God speaks to me a lot, but God doesn't call me by my name too often. And I heard, Ronaldo, leave. I said, surely this is my son. No,
yeah, because y'all that have a relationship with God, y'all know what, you know what this is like.
I said, surely this is myself. And God said to me, Ronaldo, leave. You cannot eat at the table of demons and the table of God at the same time. And I said, surely this is myself. Why are you telling yourself this stuff, Ronaldo? It's just a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we keep watching the movie, I heard James 4. And I just got my phone with the Bible app. And the version that I was using, it doesn't even work offline. So I had to switch to a version that works online. And I started reading it. Let me read from the important part. James 4:4. You adulterous people, don't you know that friendship with the world means enmity against God? What does adulterous people mean? If you commit adultery, you are cheating on the person that you're with. We're supposed to be bride for God, right? The church is supposed to be Jesus' bride that he's coming back for. So if we are friends with the world, it means that we are cheating on him. So it's like if you have a wife and your wife cheats on you, that is committing adultery because obviously she's going with someone else. So God doesn't want us to be friends with what he is in opposition to. Because it says, therefore, anyone who chooses to be a friend of the world becomes an enemy of God, right? So I read that, and as I read that, I felt the Spirit of God upon me, and I just felt like the fear of God fall upon me. And then I knew instantly, I had no more questions, God, this is not me surely. So then I knew we had to leave, and told my wife we had to leave. So we took the food, and we walked out, and that was just so unreal to me because we were not expecting none of that. And it was so just crazy how bold the devil is. Spider-Man, out of all things, you just think it would be Spider-Man. But no, it's just straight up demon possession. And I really believe that people are going to leave that movie cinema possessed. People are going to leave changed and acting different. And they're not going to know why. I honestly, like, when we got in the car, we had to pray, repent, just renounce any agreements. You know, just buying the ticket is an agreement. If you buy something, you go to it, that's coming in agreement with it. So, you know,
Yeah,
we just
even
had
though
to,
you don't know.
we just had to denounce. And
I actually feel like I got scammed. Like I feel like I saw a trailer that was the opposite of what it was.
Yeah.
When we watched the trailer back, when I watched the trailer back that I wanted to show him, it felt like I actually, for the half an hour there, didn't see half of anything that was being shown. I saw no Hulk. I saw no Green Goblin. The only, I saw 1 second of somebody in a hoodie. You can't connect it from that part, right? I saw 1 second of Scorpion thing saying, oh, you think I'm Scorpion? Y'all. So being in the car and talking about it, like his reassurance meant so much to me. Like just reminding me, like, babe, there's no way he would have known. Mind you, at this point, he didn't see the trailer, but he's like, I trust you. I know from the time you told me you watch this, and it gave you nothing crazy because we have an agreement on what we watch together, what we watch individually is quite literally the same agreement. For me, I probably just watch more vlogs than he does, but he's not against watching vlogs. He just doesn't watch it as much as me. And yeah, so that was a crazy experience. And we just wanted to share it with you guys so you guys could be more aware of the things that you're watching, because regardless of being followers of Christ, sometimes we are scammed into things. Sometimes we're tricked into things. And I feel very tricked. I thought it was going to be a very innocent movie of love and a damsel in distress. And they're married in real life, so it's even cuter. But one thing that really stood out to us from the start was a scene where it had her kissing someone else.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like telling him, oh, maybe it's alien. Just push it off. And it just got worse.
Yeah. Stay alert of the devil because he's very deceptive.
Use your discernment.
Yeah, like, and sometimes we might not pick up, but be willing to be obedient to the voice of God when He speaks. You know, who knows what would have happened if we watched the whole film? We could have been right there watching the film still,
Yeah.
and we could have left because it's like if you're eating at the table of demons, you're gonna get what they're feeding you, and you know you're gonna have the consequences. Whatever you intake, it has consequences to your body. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. Still a little shocked. Was not expecting that, and we don't care about the outcome of the film at the end. The devil
We really
always
don't.
mixes filth with purity. Tries to give you that balance. As she mentioned, there were scenes with demonic stuff, and then there were scenes trying to make you laugh afterwards when it was gone.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
I was like, I felt so off spiritually and physically. I was so confused, and I just knew to pray and like focus on my breathing. But like people were laughing, and I was like, nothing's funny. Like they just showed a bunch of people being possessed and it jumping from one person to the other. Like who's even these extras? Who would even agree to be extras in a film like this?
Yeah, but that's the end of the video, y'all.
Without further ado, guys,
We
are